everybody. My name is Erik Moore. I'm running for town councilor for District 1 in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Appreciate the opportunity to introduce myself. A little bit of background about me. I actually was born in Wisconsin and kind of hopped around as a baby before ultimately settling in Bridgewater, and was raised and spent most of my life in Bridgewater. I attended Bridgewater schools and graduated from BR near the top of my class. From there, went on to college and got a degree from UMass Amherst. The degree was in economics, and while I was there, I worked with faculty to actually extend that degree to create a focus area for e-commerce, which allowed me to also add in some computer science and business courses to that degree. While I was there, I also started a software company doing web development software, and ultimately graduated from UMass and became part of the founding team for a .com business. We raised some venture capital, relocated to Manhattan, and spent some time there until 9/11. And then came back to Massachusetts and worked in consulting for a little while, and then progressively held higher and higher management positions, primarily in the technology or project and program management space. Most recently, I was running digital engineering for iRobot. They make the robotic vacuum cleaners, and then left there earlier last year to go to a life sciences company to be their vice president of data and knowledge management. That's where I work today in Boston. So that's a little bit about my background. My family, my wife is originally from Avon, but we've lived here since 2006. My wife and I bought a house here and have been raising two kids, a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old, that are both in the Bridgewater school system. So we're very passionate about the town. I have seen the town at its best. I think we have an incredibly strong sense of community. I think we have a lot of great volunteers that are pushing the town in the right direction. And I hope to be able to support them in their efforts as a town councilor. If I look at things that I think, I might be able to improve for the town, one of the challenges I think we have is with so many sort of passionate participants in our town government, everyone is trying to do the right thing, but we're not always aligned on what that right thing looks like. So I think one of the roles of the town's council is to help bring alignment to the various departments and make sure we're all pushing in the right direction. So as a town councilor, I'd like to pursue some efforts to make sure that all of our different groups and committees are aligned on what good looks like, and we're making decisions that support each other in pushing some of these critical agenda items through. I'm also passionate about diversity and inclusion, and I do look at big decisions with an equity lens. I think while our town, I think, is further along than others in this area, I would like to continue to see it be a priority, certainly in our school system, but also in some of our town decisions as well. Making sure that everyone in the town feels included and has a say in the process is important. It's fundamental to sort of how we define democracy in our society. And it's you end up with much better decisions if you're bringing diverse viewpoints into the discussion. So I'm passionate and excited about that. In terms of projects, I'm looking for projects that maybe revitalize parts of our community that have struggled. Specifically the downtown area. I am a supporter of increased residential density downtown. I think that also needs to be coupled with other decisions, such as what are we going to do with the town hall, the old town hall space. There's a lot of research supporting a good, strong approach to revitalizing a downtown area and finding a venue like the old town hall where you can attract occasional consumers to the space is critical. So using that space for something like a performance hall, for example, is a much better use than maybe some others, just because it's part of the overall recipe for a revitalized downtown area. So again, back to that earlier comment about making sure that all of our different town committees are aligned in what good looks like. We need to support a common goal and make sure that our decisions, although decoupled in committee, actually end up being tightly coupled in execution. And again, I want to support that as a town councilor. And then maybe lastly, I on a more personal note, having grown up in Bridgewater, I have tremendous pride in our town. And in my current position, we often hire people that move to Massachusetts to and are looking for places to live. And Bridgewater always comes up in my conversations. I encourage people to make Bridgewater home and be part of a solution that helps this be the type of community that people want to move to. We have incredible sports systems. We have very engaged teachers. We have engaged local leaders. We have volunteers. We have a lot of social groups that are kind of advancing different causes in the town. I think there is a place for everyone. And so on a personal note, that's incredibly appealing. And as a town councilor, I want to make sure that there's space for that type of growth in our town. And ultimately, I would like us to get to the point where Bridgewater is literally one of the best communities in Massachusetts. I'd love for us to earn that title. And as a town councilor, I think it will be my responsibility to help drive us to a point where we have earned that title, and we're thought of as a leader, both in our local community, but across Massachusetts as well. So I think that's it. Thank you again for the time. I hope that gives you a little bit of sense about me and my background, and I look forward to connecting before and after the election.